The sun hit my face hard that morning. Dust filled my mouth. My legs shook as I walked down the street. I had no money, no home. Only hunger lived inside me. Hunger made me weak. Hunger made me small. I pushed open the bakery door. The smell of bread made my chest ache. Mrs. Bell looked up from the counter. "Girl, what do you need?" she asked. "Bread," I whispered. My voice cracked. She looked at my hands. They were empty. "Can you pay?" I shook my head. "No, I can work." Her eyes softened, but her mouth stayed firm. "I cannot give bread for free. Debt is heavy. I can't take more." I swallowed hard. My throat burned. "Please, just one piece." She looked at me for a long moment. Then she cut a small crust. She slid it across the counter. "Take this," she said. "But don't come back without work." I took it with shaking hands. "Thank you. Find help, child," she said. I left the bakery. The bread was warm in my hands. I held it like gold. On the street, men watched me. Their laughter cut deep. "Pretty girl," one called. "Hungry girl. What will you give for a meal?" I clenched my jaw. Shame burned my face. I turned to him. "I can trade my body," I said. The words tasted like blood. The man grinned. "Now that's a fair deal." Before he could move, another voice broke in. "Low, steady. I'll pay," the man said. I turned. A cowboy stood there. His hat shadowed his eyes. His boots were dusty. His voice sounded like gravel but strong. "Why?" I asked. He looked at me and said my name. "Raina," I froze. "How did he know?" "I don't sell myself," I said. "I didn't ask you to," he answered. The first man cursed under his breath and walked away. The cowboy stepped closer. "You need bread," he said. I held up the crust. "I have some. You need more than bread. You need a name," I frowned. "What do you mean?" "If you take my name," he said, "no one will touch you. Not the sheriff. Not the drunks. Not Pike's men. A married woman walks safer." "Married?" I laughed bitterly. "I don't even know you." "You know enough," he said. "My name is Eli Calder. I don't drink. I don't lie. I keep my word." I looked down at the crust. My stomach begged for more. My pride begged me to run. "I can't," I whispered. "You can," he said. "Or you'll break under the weight of every hungry eye." "I don't owe you my life," I said. "No," he said. "But someone once saved me. Now I save you." I shook my head. "Why me?" "Because I see your fight," he said. "And I won't let it die." The crust trembled in my hand. I wanted to believe him, but I couldn't. "Not yet. I'll take the bread," I said. "Not the name," he nodded. "Then eat. But know the offer stands." I turned away, clutching the crust to my chest. Behind me, his voice carried in the wind. "Your name will be safe with mine." I walked until the street grew quiet. I sat in the alley. I bit into the crust. The taste filled my mouth with salt from my own tears. I had bread. I had shame. I had a choice waiting in the dust. I woke up with a crust in my hand. I kept it close like it was gold. I slept behind the bakery near the trash. The ground was cold and my stomach hurt. A boot hit my side. "Get up," a rough voice said. I opened my eyes. The sheriff stood there. Sheriff Crane. His hat was low. His badge shined in the sun. "You again," he said. "Street trouble. No home, no bread. No name." I tried to sit. "I didn't hurt anyone," I said. He smirked. "Town don't like beggars. You want jail?" My hands shook. "No," he spit on the dirt. "Then leave before I count to 3. Before he spoke again, Eli came. His boots were dusty, his eyes steady. He looked at me, then at the sheriff. "She's with me," Eli said. The sheriff laughed. "With you? Since when?" "Since now," Eli said. "She works for me." "Clean money," the sheriff grunted. "Fine, but I'll be watching." He walked off slow. I stared at Eli. "Why did you say that?" He said, "Because you need work, or a name." "I can work," I said fast. "I don't need your name." "Then come," he said. I followed him to the ranch road. My legs were weak, but pride pushed me. "You can clean stalls," he said. "Feed horses. Earn bread." "I'll do it," I said. That day I worked until my hands burned. I lifted hay, filled water, cleaned mud. June, his sister, watched from the porch with sharp eyes. She didn't speak. At sunset, I sat with my small bundle. Eli nodded. "You did well," I nodded back. "Thank you." But then Boots came again. Sheriff Crane, his face red from drink. "Let me see your bag," he said. I held it tight. It's just rags. He ripped it open. A bottle rolled out. Whiskey. Not mine. He smiled. Caught you. Theft. My heart dropped. That's not mine. I swear. Tell it to the judge, he said. Or rot in jail. I looked at Eli. He stood calm, but his jaw was hard. He said, Sheriff, let me speak to her alone. The sheriff shrugged. 1 minute. He stepped back. Eli placed something in my palm. A plain iron ring. Say yes, he whispered. And you walk out free. My throat closed. You mean marry? Yes, he said. Paper wedding. A name stronger than lies. I shook my head. I don't want pity. This isn't pity, he said. It's a promise. You need it. I stared at the ring. My pride screamed. My hunger whispered. My choice was thin as air. I said, I will. We went to the courthouse. The judge signed the paper. The town stared at me. Whispers filled the room. She sold herself. She trapped him. She's clever. My cheeks burned. I wanted to run. Eli did not look at them. He only looked at me. After the paper was stamped, he leaned close. I thought he would kiss my mouth. Instead, he kissed my forehead. Soft. Quick. It felt strange. Not hunger, not heat. Something else. A promise. Outside, the sheriff tipped his hat. You're smart, girl. You found a way out. I didn't answer. I held Eli's coat tight. We walked back in silence. My hand touched the iron ring. Heavy. Cold. Real. Why me? I asked. He said, because someone once gave me a name. Saved me. Do you regret it? No, he said. But it cost them much. I wanted to ask more, but his face was stone. June met us at the gate. Her eyes cut into me. Married? She asked. Yes, Eli said. June laughed sharp. Paper won't make her honest. Her words stung. But I stood tall. I'll prove myself, I said. She smirked. We'll see. That night, Eli gave me his mother's old room. He took the couch. You don't have to, I said. I know, he said. Then why? Because this is not about that, he said. I lay on the bed, staring at the ceiling. My body ached, but my heart raced. I had bread. I had a roof. I had a ring, but was it a cage or a door? I closed my eyes and whispered to myself, tomorrow, I will work. Tomorrow I will show them. The iron ring pressed against my skin. Heavy as a promise. I stepped into the ranch house, smelling river and horse. The air felt heavy, like storm clouds waiting. June sat at the table. She stared hard at me. You came thirsty and left with my brother's name? She asked. I needed bread, I said. My voice shook. Bread is cheap. A name is not. I dropped my eyes. I work. I don't beg. Eli set down a bucket. June, enough. She folded her arms. She better prove it. I spent that day working. Take this, Eli said, handing me the rope. I tied the calves, my hands shaking. Tommy laughed. Not bad for a city girl. I'm not from the city, I said. Where then, he asked. Nowhere, I said, and kept pulling. Later, June gave me a broom. Clean the porch. Every nail, I swept hard. Dust rose into my throat. She leaned in. Why him? I stopped, because he offered what no one else did. A name, not money. She watched me. Her eyes softened, just a little. That night, Eli cooked beans. We ate in silence. Do you like the ranch? He asked. It feels like... Home, I said slowly. Home takes work, he replied. I nodded. I will work. After dinner, I carried water to the barn. The pipes hissed, and the river smell wrapped me. I touched the wood beams. For the first time in years, I whispered to myself, home. When night came, Eli put a blanket on the couch. You sleep here? I asked. Yes, he said. Why? You need the room. My mother's. I can take the couch. No. His voice was firm. I went to the room. The bed smelled of lavender and old paper. I lay down but could not sleep. The river sang outside. I got up, walked quiet. On the shelf, a book sat open. A letter fell out. My fingers shook as I picked it up. The words blurred. A woman's name signed at the bottom. I whispered it. What are you doing? I turned. Eli stood in the doorway, his scar lit by moonlight. I'm sorry, I said fast. He stepped closer, his eyes dark. You read? Yes. Then you know it's not for you. I didn't mean... He raised his hand, then lowered it. He did not strike, he only sighed. Some secrets keep you safe, he said softly, until they don't. I wanted to ask more, but fear sealed my lips. The next morning, June placed a pan of eggs before me. You stayed, she said. I said I would. She nodded. Maybe you will last. I worked the lines with Tommy again. The water rushed free, cold and alive. Feels good, right? He said. Yes, I said. Like freedom. That evening, I found Eli on the porch. I looked at his scar. How did you get it? He stared at the sky. Water rights, he said. Just that. Nothing more. I stayed quiet. The storm lived in his silence. The town spoke louder than the church bell. I heard my name at the well. Gold digger, one man said. Drifter, another laughed. They spat near my boots. I bent down to pull water. Their words stuck like mud in my throat. Sheriff Crane walked up slow. He leaned close. Pike says you're hungry for money. Maybe you found a rich cowboy to feed you. I looked down at the bucket. I only need water, I said. He chuckled. Water's not free. Not here, I walked away. My hands shook. The bucket sloshed like a warning bell. At the ranch, Jessup Hale met me at the gate. He grinned too wide. Darlin', them folks got big mouths. Don't mind 'em. I can keep the sheriff off your back. I stopped. What do you want, Jessup? He leaned closer. Only a smile. Maybe more. I pulled my hand free. I have work. Don't touch me, he laughed. Work won't save you. Gratitude will. I ran to the north line to breathe. Water ran slow. The ground was dry. I crouched, followed the pipe. At the end, I found it. A metal valve, half closed. I twisted it hard. The river answered with a roar. Cold water surged through. My chest eased. But my fear grew. Someone wanted us thirsty. That night, the barn smelled of hay and smoke. I brushed the mare when Jessup came again. You're pretty when you work, he said. I turned my back. Go away. He stepped closer. You should thank me. I saved you today. Pike wanted more talk in town. I told him you were clean. I told him you were my friend. I froze. What do you mean? He touched the rail. Show me thanks and I'll keep you safe. A kiss, a night. That's all. My stomach turned. I don't owe you anything. He blocked the door. You owe me, girl. Bread, water, name, none of it's free, I shouted. Eli! Eli came fast. He pushed the door wide. What's going on? Jessup stepped back. She's confused, boss. Just talking, I said. He cornered me. He asked for things. Eli stared at me, then at him. His jaw clenched. Jessup, out. Jessup smirked. You'll regret this. I worked this ranch longer than she's been alive. Eli's voice was flat. You're done. Pack at dawn. Jessup walked out with slow steps. His smile was sharp as a knife. Later in the kitchen, silence wrapped us. Eli poured coffee, but his eyes stayed low. I whispered, Do you believe me? He nodded once. I believe you. I gripped the cup tight. The heat burned, but I needed it. My hands shook less. June came in, arms crossed. She looked from Eli to me. What happened? Eli said. Jessup's gone. Her eyes narrowed. Because of her? I stood straight. He cornered me. He wanted payment I didn't owe. That's the truth. For the first time, June's eyes softened. She gave a small nod. Then she said, Good. About time someone stood up to him. I went to bed with the river's song in my ears. But I knew hunger had found a new voice. It was men who wanted more than food. It was power that closed valves and set traps, and it would not stop here. The night was black, no moon, only stars. I woke when I smelled smoke. My throat burned. I ran outside and saw the barn on fire. Tommy! I shouted. I heard his voice inside. I need to count the saddles. My chest went tight. I ran. The flames roared like angry beasts. I covered my face with my arm. Inside, the heat slapped me. Tommy, come out now, I said. He coughed, eyes wide with fear. I can't leave them, he said. You will die for wood, I said. He shook his head. I just need more time. I grabbed his arm. No, we go now. I found a bucket, kicked it over. The water was almost gone. I took a blanket, soaked it quick. I wrapped it around him tight. Breathe slow, I told him. Cover your mouth. We stumbled to the door. The roof cracked. Sparks fell like fire rain. I pushed him forward. Run, I said. We fell out together. The night air was sharp. We both coughed, rolling in the dirt. Eli came running. Raina, Tommy, he shouted. His face turned pale. He dropped his coat, covered us with it. He pressed me into the ground. "Stay low! Stay down!" The barn walls fell with a crash. Orange fire climbed into the sky. Tommy cried, "I'm sorry, Eli." Eli pulled him close. "You're alive." "That's enough." I tried to rise, but Eli held me. "Don't move," he said. His voice was low, calm. Sheriff Crane rode in late. He looked at the fire, then at us. "Careless work," he said. "Maybe a lantern tipped." I shook my head hard. "No, I smelled kerosene," he laughed. "You think you know better?" "Yes," I said. I was inside. Eli stood tall now. "You calling her a liar?" The sheriff spat on the ground. "I'm saying barns burn easy." Then he rode off, slow, careless. June came running from the house. She pulled me up and checked my arms. "You're burned?" she asked. "No, just smoke," I said. Tommy leaned on me, still shaking. June turned to Eli. "We need water lines fixed," she said. Eli only stared at the ashes. I walked closer to the ruin. The smell of oil was sharp. In the dirt, I saw metal shine. I bent down and picked it up. It was a coin, half melted. The Pike brand stamped deep on one side. I held it out to June. "Look, this proves it," she frowned. "It proves nothing. Anyone can drop a coin." Eli took it from me. He rolled it in his hand, quiet. His face was hard, like stone. I touched his arm. "They want to break you," I said. He looked at me then. His eyes were full of old pain. "This isn't the first time," he said. "What do you mean?" I asked. He didn't answer. He only turned back to the fire. The barn roof fell in with a groan. Tommy whispered, "It's my fault." I stayed inside. I held his shoulders. "No, it's not you." "It's them," he shook his head. "But I made trouble." "You lived," I said. "That is what matters." Eli came near again. "Tommy, hear her. You're alive." "That's enough." We stood in silence. The fire burned until nothing was left. June folded her arms. "They will try again," she said. Her voice was sharp like a knife. I stared at the flames. She was right. This was no accident. This was war. I thought of the bread I once begged for. I thought of the ring Eli gave me. I thought of the river that fed the ranch. Now I saw it clear. "They want me gone," I whispered. "They want you ruined," Eli said. My hands shook. But not from fear. From anger. In the embers I swore a promise. "I will not be the weak one," I said. June raised her brow. "You mean it?" "Yes," I said. "They burned our barn, but they will not burn our name." Eli looked at me, long and steady. His voice was quiet but strong. "Then we stand together." The fire gave its last sigh. Ash drifted like black snow. I closed my eyes and saw it clear. My old fear had changed shape. It was no longer hunger. It was no longer shame. It was losing this place, the first place that called me by a kind name. I knocked on Pike's big door. My hand shook. He opened it with a slow smile. "Come in," he said. I stepped inside. The house smelled of smoke and leather. He poured water into a glass. The sound was slow, sharp, cruel. "You need bread, money, safety," he said. "Your husband can't give all that." I clenched my fists. "I don't want your money." Pike leaned close. "Leave Eli, sign this paper. Say the fire came from your fight. I'll pay enough for you to live free." I froze. "No," he laughed low. "Think again." Then he called out, "I'll bring in the accountant." The door opened. My breath stopped. Victor walked in with a fine suit, clean hair, smooth smile. I whispered, "No, it can't be." He looked at me like I was a stranger. "Good day," he said, voice sharp. He set papers on the desk. "These show unpaid taxes, missing money, ranch debt," I gasped. "That's false," Pike grinned. "A wife can clear her name." "A wife can also break her man." I said nothing. My throat burned. Victor leaned close. His whisper slid into my ear. "You still owe me, Raina. You ran." "You left me hungry." "I'll take this ranch instead," I jerked back. "I owe you nothing." Pike pushed the papers forward. "Choose, Eli in jail, or you walking away with gold." I pushed the glass of water off the desk. It broke, water spilling across the floor. I said no. I stormed out. My feet shook, but I walked fast into the dust. At the ranch, Eli sat on the porch. He stood when he saw me. "What did Pike want?" he asked. I forced a smile. "He wanted me to leave." "He offered money." I said no. Eli's eyes narrowed. "That's all?" I nodded. My chest felt heavy. That was not all. I did not tell him about Victor. The lie stuck like ash in my mouth. Eli sighed. You did right. Pike plays dirty. Stay close. I went inside and sat on the bed. I pressed my hands over my eyes. The lie ate at me, but I stayed silent. Later, I walked to the stable. Tommy brushed the horse. His hands were quick. He looked up. Ma'am, can I tell you something? I nodded. He whispered. I saw Jessup at the north line. He had a can at dusk. The night before the fire, my heart raced. Are you sure? He nodded fast. I saw smoke on his coat. But if I talk, the sheriff will blame me. I touched his shoulder. Don't speak yet. Keep it quiet. Keep courage. We need truth, not noise. He looked scared. What if Pike finds me? I said, then he finds me first. Tommy stared at me, then smiled weak. You sound like Eli, he said. I almost cried at that. I was not Eli, but I wanted to be strong enough for him. That night I lay awake. I thought of bread, money, debt, and the price of a name. I thought of Eli, who gave me his name, and Victor, who tried to sell mine. The fire outside was gone, but a fire lived inside me. I swore I would not break, not now. Not for Pike, not for Victor, not for any man who tried to make me pay again. Ada found me near the bakery. She carried a black briefcase. Her smile was calm. Mrs. Bell said you need more than bread, she told me. I frowned. She sent you? Yes, I'm a lawyer. My name is Ada Moreno. Do you want help? I touched my dress, still dirty from the ranch. Lawyer? I don't have money. Ada shook her head. I don't want your money. I want truth. Tell me your problem, I whispered. The sheriff hates us. Pike steals water. Eli works hard, but we lose. Ada nodded. Then we follow paper. Paper never lies. Show me receipts. Show me maps. I brought her to the ranch. Eli met us at the door. Who is this? He asked. Ada, I said. She wants to help. Eli's eyes were hard. Lawyers work for pay, Ada answered. Not today. Let me see your books. He studied her, then me. Finally, he brought old boxes from the shelf. We sat at the table. Ada opened each ledger. She pointed with her pen. Here, 2 payments on the same date. Same number, but one is bigger. Pike takes more than he writes. And here, hidden valve plans. Jessup signed this. My breath caught. Jessup closed the line? Ada nodded. This is proof. I felt fire in my chest. I need more. I need to see Pike. Eli touched my arm. It's dangerous. I know, I said. But I can't wait. I went to Pike's office the next morning. The floor smelled of cigar smoke. Pike leaned back in his chair. Well, the bride comes alone. Did Eli send you? I came for answers, I said. He laughed. Careful. Answers cost more than bread. He poured water into a glass. Slow, steady. You want your ranch safe? Sign this paper. Say the fire came from your drunk fight. You walk away free, I spat the words. I won't lie, he clapped his hands. Then maybe you like familiar faces. The door opened. My heart froze. Victor walked in with a clean suit and slick smile. My old fiancé, the man who stole my savings. Hello, Raina, he whispered. I stepped back. You, Pike grinned. My accountant. Small world, isn't it? Victor reached for my wrist. His grip was iron. You owe me. I saved you from the city. You ran. You belong with me. My throat burned. The old me would cry. The new me didn't. I pushed close, slid the ledger copy from his bag, and pulled free. I don't belong to you, I hissed. Then I ran. The sun hit my eyes as I burst outside. My boots hit the dust. Stop, a voice barked. Sheriff Crane stood in the road. His gun pointed at my chest. Hand it over, he said. Ledger, now. My breath shook. I held the book tight. No, his finger curled on the trigger. Girl, don't be stupid. You think Eli saves you? I bury him first. Fear flooded me, but I raised my chin. I won't give you nothing. The barrel seemed to grow. My knees trembled. Then Eli's voice came behind me. Calm, low. Put it down, Sheriff. Eli stepped forward, placing himself between me and the gun. Sheriff sneered. This isn't your fight. It is now, Eli said. His stance was steady, his hand near his belt but empty. You shoot her, the town hears. They forgive many sins, Crane, but not this one. For a long second, no one moved. Only the wind spoke. Sheriff's eyes darted. His hand shook. Then, slow, he lowered the gun. You'll regret this, he muttered. He walked off, boots grinding the dust. My body broke into shivers. I clutched the ledger to my chest. Eli turned to me. Why didn't you wait? Why face them alone? I shook my head. Because hunger taught me one thing. If I wait, I lose. If I move, maybe I live. Eli's eyes softened. You scared me, Raina. I scared myself. I held out the ledger. But I got it. Proof. We fight with this. Ada arrived, dust on her shoes, eyes bright. Good, she said. Now we make it count, I nodded. My voice was steady now. Yes, no more running. No more fear. Eli placed his hand over mine, strong and warm. Then we stand together. For the first time, I believed it. Ada, are we ready? I asked, voice low. We are, she said. Hold the ledger tight. I will, I said. My hands still shook. They can shake, she said. Truth stands firm. We entered. Benches creaked. Boots tapped like rain. Pike watched me with cold, hungry eyes. Sheriff Crane leaned back, badge dull as tin. Victor stood near him, smooth as oil. Eli sat beside me, quiet and steady. The judge came in. We rose at once. Case on water rights, the clerk said. Ada stood. Your Honor, her soft voice cut. She spread a map of the North Line. Here are secret valves under Pike's land. Each turn starved work, ranch, and home. Pike's lawyer laughed. Old pipes fail, he said. Ada called Tommy. He swore and spoke. I saw Jessup near the line, he said. He held a can. The air smelled fuel. Pike shouted, Lies! The judge struck wood. Ada called me next. My mouth went dry. The ledger felt heavy, cold as iron. I tracked the missing water, I said. I followed the river in the paper. I found dates with the same theft. I found names. Jessup, Pike, Sheriff Crane. Crane smiled thin. I deny it, he said. I kept going, I said. I was hungry. I once traded shame to live a day. I asked for bread and almost sold myself. A man paid. Another offered his name. I took a ring to escape a cell. I thought a name was strong like a wall. I learned a name can open a door. The judge leaned in. Show the ledger. Ada placed copies on the desk. Numbers and notes told quiet crimes. Pike's jaw twitched, then smoothed like glass. Victor stepped forward, hope glued to his face. Raina, he said. We were in love. We were hungry, I said. You fed. You fed on me and left me empty. He shrugged softly. You misread pain. I remember nights, I said. Cold water. I remember your hand inside my purse. The judge frowned. Stay to the point. I am, I said. Pike paid him. Ada found copies. I stole this one. I feared the sheriff would hide the proof. Crane opened his hands. I keep peace. Peace does not burn barns, Ada said. Eli's fingers touched mine. My fear eased. Pike's lawyer rose with a smooth grin. You married for bread, he said loudly. You lied to gain land and money. I married for safety, I said, steady. Safety taught me work, debt, and courage. Work fixed fences. Work carried water home. Home is not stolen when work builds it, Ada called Jessup. He tried to slip away. Tommy tripped him with a fast rope. Gasps filled the room. The judge stared. Jessup cursed, then told half-truths in gulps. Who closed the valve? Ada pressed. Who poured kerosene by the barn wall? Jessup sweated. Orders came from Pike, he said. And the sheriff told me to watch. Crane sprang up. That is false. Sit, the judge said. You will be heard. Pike rose red. This town hates success. This court hates men who build and lead. I hate your hunger, I told him. Your hunger drank our water each night. Your hunger tried to buy my leaving. I do not leave. I do not sell, Eli said softly. You stand. I stand, June added. We stand with her. The judge spoke slow, like water on rock. I see maps, valves, ledgers, and lies. I hear work. Home, ring, and name. This court strips Pike of water rights. This court opens inquiry on Crane. Pike sagged. Jessup dropped his eyes and shook. Victor went pale and stared at the floor. The hallway buzzed with boots and voices. Ida squeezed my shoulder. You did well. I told the truth, I said. At last. Truth is clean, she said. Keep it close. Mrs. Bell hugged me. Come for bread. I will pay, I said. With work. Tommy grinned. I knew you would win. I did not win alone, I said. River, ledger, friends, and a good name. Outside, the sun burned white and kind. Eli watched me by the steps. He asked one question. Why did you stay? My first plan was to run, I said. I stayed because your name felt open. Your name was never a cage to me. It was a door I chose to cross. He held my hands. Build a home. I want a strong, simple home, I said. A home with bread and clean water. A home with work and shared debt. A home with courage and quiet justice. He smiled. We start today. No delay, June laughed. I already made a list. Fix fences. Replace pipes. Paint the porch, I laughed back. I can pay now. I can pay with sweat and hope. Victor came out and called my name. I can change, he said. Forgive me. I shook my head. No more hunger, no more fear. No more lies, no you. He reached out. I stepped away fast. Go, I said. Find your own river. Drink your own water. Earn your bread. He lowered his hand, empty and slow. He walked off like a man made of dust. Ada, I said. Karma walks with patient feet. She nodded. Keep your papers safe. I touched the ring. It felt warm now. Ride to the river? Eli asked me. I will, I said. I need that sound. Wind touched my face like new water. Hooves tapped time. My fear quiet. I heard the river promise peace. Eli's hand was warm, steady, sure. Home waited where our names stood. The river moved on. I moved with it.